what really happened on September 11th. We've been lied to. Hundreds of architects, engineers, physicists have all stated the same thing, that we need a proper and new investigation. 10 Australians died on September 11th, and there has to be a proper criminal investigation. Question September 11th. Question us in your freedoms, your children's freedoms.
Bonjour. Bien.
Questioning is the first step to truth. Public meetings.
William Rodriguez was one of the heroes of 9/11, and he said the official story, that the government came out with a story that went against their experiences on that day. He was a hero of 9/11. Now why is his voice not being heard? Why is his voice not being mentioned by the mainstream media? Because he contradicts the US government's official story. Now isn't it so interesting that our independent media, so-called...
You're talking about 9/11 as a fake, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, mate.
He's an engineer. We've got architects.
Yeah, what evidence have you chosen?
Public meetings, September 11, secretaries of defence of countries around the world are questioning the events of 9/11. They're provably false. The official story is provably false.
Without any
The prop of the buildings could collapse at 3-4 speed without added energy.
It was structurally weakened when the others collapsed.
Why can't we see the video evidence that shows us the plane hitting the Pentagon? Why can't we see the video evidence of the hijackers boarding the aircraft? Why do they have no hard evidence that joins Osama bin Laden for the events of 9/11? Why do we accept the official story?
So are we making any progress?
Yeah, it's going well today.
Another win?
Yeah, I think he's good as an architect. He says that EU's all fucked up right now, hard to get work, he doesn't like the policies. He actually said that the left and the right's the same in Europe. Doesn't matter who you vote for, you always get the same policies, which is what we're seeing, in Australia and America. It doesn't matter who gets in, it seems to be the same agenda.
Fear of terrorism, which we know for an historical fact is predominantly supported by the CIA. But we just accept that Osama bin Laden in a cave with a laptop managed to pull off the greatest criminal terrorist act in the history of the world.
How's it rocking?
It's good.
What's the view from the universities these days? Any kind of sign of intelligent life springing up from the
There's
campus?
a few amongst the anti-war people, but mostly they just ignore the facts that about 9/11.
Are you at Sydney Uni or New South?
I'm at Western Sydney.
University of Western Sydney.
Yeah.
Well, where's the main campus for that?
There is no main campus. I'm from Bankstown campus.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
right. So, is there much in the way of student protests going on? Like, are there any regular protests of any kind?
No, there isn't.
It's a so-called war on terror. Yeah, well, there is a war on terror. The world's biggest terrorists are the United States of America and the banned state of Israel. For years, the runners of the banned state of Israel have tried to get America, Australia, Britain and anyone else into a war against the Arabs so that Israel can grab more Arab land. I certainly hope they fail, because war is evil. I don't want any more Australian kids, men or women, dying and fighting in Afghanistan, Iraq, Timor or Iran. I demand that all Australian troops from all parts of the world be brought home to Australia. The Yanks knew that that 9/11 was coming. The Yanks were hoping for it, and the Yanks got it. It was the Pearl Harbor of 2001. Well, I for one am not convinced that the Arabs are responsible at all. It's the Americans who are responsible, and they should be totally brought to book in the World Court. Thank you very much.
John, would you like to just give us a quick roundup of the current plan for September? Why don't you just grab the mic?
Okay, no worries. Well, Hereward, as you know, and I think Truth News has mentioned it on your radio program recently, that we're having what's called a No Fear trilogy in September. 3 truth events in September. The first one's a public meeting at the Tom Mann Theatre, Chalmers Street, which is just around the corner from Central Station. Now that will have Dr. David Leifer, architect and engineer from Sydney University, will be speaking and explaining how the tower collapses is basically impossible due to laws of physics and other engineering and architectural principles. We'll also have Dr. Frank Legg, who's been involved in 2 peer-reviewed published papers now questioning the events of 9/11. We'll also have James O'Neill, barrister at law, that will be questioning the 9/11 event. He's been speaking with a lot of community groups over the last 6 months, and he's coming from Brisbane down to speak at that event. Obviously, we'll have a few other people like myself speaking about the 9/11 Truth Movement in Australia. And the next day, on September 12th, which is the Friday, at the Tom Mann Theatre again from 7 p.m, we'll be having a screening of a film called Shadow Play, which is the latest film to be created about 9/11. It possibly could be considered the most compelling evidence of a false flag event, due to the fact that it interviews very many credible and prominent people throughout the world. And then on the Saturday, we're holding a Truth Action fundraiser, which will just be a bit of a sort of party night, let our hair down after 2 days of action, which will be at the Bat and Ball Hotel from 7 p.m.
Come to a public meeting, we'll be discussing the truth about what happened on September 11th. At the Tom Mann Theatre, Thomas Street, Surrey Hill.